Hi, my name is Mok. In this video, I'm going to talk about Indigenous worldviews and how they are different from the Western worldview. I'll also explain how colonization affected Indigenous people and how teaching like two-eyed seeing can help bring both worldviews together in a good way. What is worldview? A worldview is basically how we see and understand the world. It shapes our beliefs, our value, and how we treat the land and other people. In this project, I'm looking at the difference between indigenous worldviews and the Western worldviews that became dominant through colonization. Indigenous worldviews are earth-centered. Many indigenous people see the land as living and scared. Everything is connected: people, animals, plants, water, the sky. A big focus in one balance between the physical, emotional, and mental and spiritual parts of life. The Western worldview is completely different and is more centered and individual. It often focuses on progress, technology, and controlling nature. The worldview became powerful because of the colonization and still influence how society works today. Colonization forced the Western worldview onto indigenous peoples. Systems like the reserve system and residential school tried to erase indigenous language, tradition, and identities. One example is the Singok Residential School in Sault Ste. Marie, which operated from the late 1800s to 1970. Many children were taken from their families and not allowed to speak their language or practice their culture. This created something called eternal stress, which is the stress of being pressured to change who you are just to survive in the dominant society. Food also shows how worldviews and colonization connect. Private aid was created when indigenous families were given government rations like flour and lard instead of traditional food. It helped people survive, but it also shows how colonial system changed indigenous lives. The three sisters, corn, beans, and squash, are an example of indigenous ecological science. When planted together, the corn supports the beans, and the beans helps enrich the soil, and the squash protects the ground. This teaching shows a sustainable and relational approach to food. The medicine wheel is a teaching used in many indigenous nations. It often represents balance in four areas of life: spiritual, emotional, physical, and mental. It also shows the idea that everything in life is connected. Moon cycles are another important teaching. They guide time ceremonies in harvesting and teaching about water and women. Instead of saying time only as number on calendar, moon teachings show time as relationship with the land and the sky. Two-eyed seeing it is a teaching from Mic- Mi'kmaq elder Albert Marshall. It means using one eye to see strands of indigenous knowledge and the other eye to see strands of Western science, and using both eyes together for the benefits of all. The approach doesn't replace one worldview with the other. It respects both. It brings them together to solve problems in a better way, especially things like climate change, community health, and relationship with land. Indigenous worldviews teach respect, balance, connection. Western science brings tools, data. We, we can combine them through two I'll saying we can move toward healing and reconciliation. Thank you for watching.